Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to the new week. Let me get a couple things done. Wait for people to arrive. Oh, wow. Somebody found this quick. Rosie, you're on it today. See if I can see comments today. Hopefully I can. Okay. There, I'm done. Okay. Hi. Welcome, you guys. Happy Monday. We are doing Disney Week this week. Not on Saturday, but during the week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I always have to come on here and like fix my hair. It's like, and it always, when you go landscape, it skews your view. It just makes everything look really weird to me. So I feel like I always fidget in these videos. Good morning. Okay, so it is Disney week. We will be doing Disney drawings Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So today we are doing Monsters, Inc. Tomorrow, or sorry, not tomorrow, but the next drawing, Wednesday, we are doing Alice in Wonderland. And then Friday, we're going to do like a Disneyland doodle page. So it's going to kind of incorporate some things like you see at Disneyland. Of course, there'll be some character involvement in that, but we're going to do a doodle page there. We have new people this week. I know this was shared in like a Disney lovers group. So if you're new, welcome. If you're new, you need a pencil with an eraser, a black pen to outline if you want to do an outline, and then just whatever you like to color with. I color with colored pencils, but by all means, use any supply you want. Good morning, Mom. You found it faster today. I am doing something. Okay, so a couple pieces of news. I'm doing something a little different now going forward, in that when I show you the art, it's not going to be colored. So I've decided that I really do like the coloring page thing. Coloring takes me a lot of time, so it makes it easier for me if they're not pre-colored. And then every drawing I do becomes a coloring page for the group. So from now on, when you come here, before I would say, oh, let me show you what we're drawing today, and you would see the drawing and it would be in color, it's not going to be in color anymore. I don't think anyone's going to really care about that. I think some people will be really excited because now they're going to get all of these coloring pages. And there are a lot of people who don't like to draw, who just prefer to color. So that is alert number one. Alert number two, this is going to be our last week at this schedule. I can't tell you what the new schedule is yet. I'm still brainstorming that. It'll be a pretty significant change as far as time, because, while we do have a lot of adults that draw for this group, we have kids too, and I have kids. So I have a kid who is going to need to be doing schoolwork, and I can't just be saying, step aside, mommy's got to draw. So we're incorporating that into kind of the kids' school day. So it won't be before, it won't be after. It's kind of going to be sandwiched in the middle. Expect it to be sometime in the afternoon. I'm still not sure. It will not be 3 times a week. It's probably going to be 2. So the primary vote was for 1. It will probably be 1 live and 1 non-live. I don't know, but you'll get 2. And then you'll get Saturday. So, I'm just talking weekday here. Sorry, I'm going to scooch out for a second. That's really it. So expect towards the end of this week some more announcements as far as like schedule goes. And aside from that, let's just flip you around and show you the artwork. New people are like, is this what she does? It is what I do. I just talk for a good solid 20 minutes. Okay. So here we go. I went the extra mile on this one and gave you 3 characters. A lot of times, you know, you only get 1. That is a little bit of the beauty of not coloring it in, is it gives it more time. This won't be hard to color though, either. So we have all 3 of our little characters. If you don't want to do all 3, if it's overwhelming to you, just pick your favorite. So pick the one that you like best. I did my kind of my own little versions of them. You know, they don't look exactly, I wasn't trying to mirror image duplicate the characters. I was just kind of trying to capture their essence. So there you go. And this will be uploaded today in a color page. So that's the other beauty, is when I'm doing more color pages, I will be better about uploading them quicker. It was something I wasn't used to, so I wasn't, you know, I think this weekend I loaded like 5 at once. But so here we go. Let's get started. Hi, Connor. Okay, so I am going to start with Mike, right? That's his name? Mike Wazowski. And I'm just going to draw a somewhat circular shape. He's not a perfect circle, so he can be a little bit narrower at the top. Just get a nice circular shape going. And then within that shape, you're going to draw another circle for his eye. And his eye is pretty much just a circle. More circular than anything else. And then inside of that circle, guess what? There's another circle. Inside of this circle, I'm going to do a curved line. And then inside of this, the little circle of light inside of his eye. I'm going to do a curve up above the eye, kind of for his eyelid. His eye moves and you kind of see this line on the top of his head. I'm going to put 2 little triangles off to each side for his little ears or horns. And remember to kind of line them up. You can use your other as a guide. Just kind of put your pencil where it was, bring it over, and then put it on. And if you don't like how they look, you know, if you feel like one's a little smaller than the other, one's a little bigger, then now's the time to fix them. It's kind of easier to adjust them once you have both on the page. Like this one's a little bit shorter than this guy, so I can just add a little bit of length and voila, now they match more. A curved line down here. And then 2 little cheek lines for his smile. His legs and arms we're keeping pretty simple. So for his arm, I'm going to have one arm waving. So I'm going to do a line coming up. And then I'm going to do the 3 little hot dog shapes. So hot dog, Hot Dog. Bring it back in because he has skinny arms. And down to the body. I know I like Boo. I was actually going to just draw Boo, but then I decided that they were actually easy enough characters to do all three. The other arm we will have hanging down. So I'm going to have it coming off of this line, just a line that comes out. And you want it about as long as this arm. You know, you don't want this arm hanging down here to look all the way down here to look a little silly that he has one big long arm and one short arm. So try to keep your line about the same size. And then the line for the other side. And then again, those three hot dog shapes. Now he has like nails on the ends of his fingers. If you want to add that little detail, you can. Again, I'm just kind of keeping it. I did simplified versions of all three characters, and that gives us the ability to do more than one character. Now, when I do the outline for this, I'm going to erase these lines right here. So I want his arms to be one cohesive piece of his body. I will keep the lines where his little horns are. And then when I draw his legs, I'm going to erase the lines as well where his legs are. So starting with a leg, you're going a little bit to the left of center, and you're going to do a line coming straight down. A little bit over from that, again, he has pretty skinny limbs. You do another line and you stop that one a little bit short. This is going to curve out to a point and come back in. And then I just put one more little point building off for another toe that we're seeing in the background. And then you just repeat this on the other side. You go a little bit right of center, do your line coming down, make sure it's pretty even with this line here. Do your other line, stopping it a little bit short. Come out to a point, back in, and then add one more little point in the background for another little toe. And then again, I'm going to erase this little line connecting the legs so it's one cohesive versus a break in the body. And that's Mike. Pretty simple. He's not very difficult to draw. He's one of the easier ones. Give you guys just a second so you can finish that up. Now Sully, I'm going to have him in the middle, and I want him to be the biggest. So I'm really planning for, his head to be almost, he's going to really fill this space on the page. But one thing I'm going to do that I didn't do in my original drawing is I didn't line up their feet. So this one's lower, this one's a little bit higher, and this one's even higher. And I kind of like it when they look like they're all standing on the same ground. Now, to fix this, what I would probably do is add a line behind them and then just do little circle shadows around their feet where they're standing. So see how I did that? But today, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in a ground line. And now I will have them all lined up on this ground line. So for Sully, I'm going to start with a large oval shape. From the sides of this oval, you're going to bring a line coming in towards the bottom. Same on both sides. I'm just going to fix this line a little bit. It's a little bit off in comparison. There we go. And if I have newbies, I like to build off of my original lines. I don't erase and then fix my mistake. I fix my mistake or adjust my line. I don't even consider it a mistake. I'm just adjusting lines to make them match. I adjust the line and then I erase afterwards. Now this is going to be his feet. So I'm just going to curve around. Same over here. Curve around. And I can already tell I made this one bigger and I'd like this one to be bigger. It looks a little bit too small. So I'll make that adjustment. Right in the middle of these, eyeball your center and put a line between for his 2 feet. And now with this line here, I'm going to erase most of it. So I'm going to keep just a little bit of this space between his legs. You can round out just a little bit right here for the heel so it doesn't look so squared off. Let me erase this little foot line so it doesn't get confusing. And then I'm going to add his toes. So for his toes, I'm going to do these curved teardrop shapes. I'm going to put one right there. One right here. And then my third one will just be the tip because I wouldn't see the whole nail that's on the back side of the foot. So again, same thing over here. I'm doing this curved teardrop, another one up above it, and then this nail is just a tip. And the little lines going across the nails, it's such a small space, I'm not going to erase that now, but when I do my outline in my pen, I'll put my nails first and then draw the foot line. Now for the head, I'm going to draw a circular shape. It's going to come down into my body. And I'm actually going to widen that line a little. Once you have the head in place, erase all of this inside. Ooh. Got some, must have had some ink on my eraser because it just smudged it all over the paper. You can put 2 horns up here at the top. The arm is going to come right out of the point where the head meets the neck, and I'm just bringing it down and then curving it into the body on this side. And then he's waving on this side, so I'll bring it up, curve it around, and bring it back down. I will also erase some of this arm line. I'll erase all of this one that cuts across. And then I'm just going to put curved, pointy nails, 3 on each side. Again, we're keeping it pretty simple. I'm going to do 2 circular eyes. And I want him to have an eyelid. So I'm just doing a line up to the top. So this would be the color of, and I'm going to color this with you guys, but this will be the color of his body. It's actually part of his eyelid versus it being the white of his eye. The white of his eye will be down here. So I'm going to put a circle inside this lower shape. I'll do a curve inside of it and a little circle of light. Are you just struggling with the circle? I'm going to do a simple oval for his nose. A smile. And I'm going to give him some teeth. And then he needs big, bushy, caterpillar eyebrows. Big, furry hot dogs. And then all you're really missing for him are his spots. And there's no real rhyme or reason to his spots. He doesn't really have any on his belly. He just has them on his arms and his legs, and then on his back there are a ton. But his belly is clean. So I'm just going to draw wiggly spots. Some of them are just coming off of the side of his body. Some of them you see the whole spot. Yep, like a cow. Just like a cow. one in there. I think I want one more little one in here too. That's good. Yeah, I want a couple more. Okay, there we go, before I get carried away. He does kind of look like he has a cow suit. And you can also make him, we've done this before where you make them furry. So when you go to actually do the pen, if you want to give him fur, you could do those little zigzag lines around the edge to give him that kind of furry appearance. If you don't like the smooth lines. I'll probably put a couple like down in his arms. And I'll just do those when I do more of those when I come in with the pen, kind of down his sides a little bit. And then we just have one more to draw. We just have Boo, and Boo is pretty simple. So for Boo, we're again drawing kind of an oval shape, but you don't need to have straight, smooth lines here. So I'm going to make her, I want her a little bit shorter than Mike. So I'm kind of using him as a guide. He would be about this tall. And I want her actual self to be shorter than him. Now, she'll look taller because of the hair and the eyes, but her suit she's in. So I'm going to start this a little bit below that line I made. And I'm just doing this kind of wavy oval shape. So my lines aren't straight, they're not smooth, it's just kind of a wavy oval. I'm going to make it a little bit longer. Her feet aren't that big. So her feet are almost like flippers. So the one foot will just come out to a point and then curl back in. And then same on this one. I'm going to make the shape a little bit different. I just did a little bit more of a wave here at the top as if the foot is moving a different direction. I'll show you that. On the inside of this shape, you need to do a curved line coming up, and then a curved line going down. This is where her head is. Her arms will be below that, and they'll be very similar to the feet. They're like flippers. So I'm just going to curve down, come to a point, and bring it back in. And this one I'll have more of a wave. They all have their wave going. So I'll just curve it up and bring it back down. I'm going to do some little lines across the body. Also wavy. zoom in on her. For the eyes, you'll do 2 skinny, long lines and then put a circle at the end of it. I want that bigger. There we go. This one I'm going to put more of a curve to, as if it's flopping over. I'm going to put a piece that, like, the eye is almost like the eyelid is along this back line, and then there'll be one here. Let me erase this circle so it's not confusing you. You can do her without the suit for sure. She's not in it the whole movie at all. She just wears a, I think she has a red t-shirt, a big red oversized t-shirt on. And then inside the eyeballs, a circle with a little circle of light. This one, since it's angling this way, I'm going to have it coming off the edge with a little circle of light. And then she kind of has this like mop hair. So I'm just doing these messy, skinny petal shapes. And you're going to put them right over the top of your eyes. And then when you draw in the pen, do this first and then add your eye lines in. I'm also going to put teeth in her mouth first before I draw her face. So teeth on the top and teeth on the bottom. And then now her face is inside. So we're going to put a curve here for one side of her face and a curve over here for the other, and you just kind of work around the teeth. So we're seeing more of the face line on this side because on this side it's running into the teeth. I think in the movie she's just wearing socks. If you're doing this outfit, then it's purple. This is it's purple and gray. The arms and legs are gray. I'm going to do a line across her forehead for her bangs. And then I'm going to have some little pigtails showing in this little side space here. And then for her eyes, I'm just going to keep it very simple. I'm going to do 2 kind of oversized circular eyes. I'm going to put a little line across the bottom, and I'll zoom in on this. And then a little circle of light inside each of them. And then give her a smile. So see, just a little tiny. So this little bottom part will be the white of her eye, and then the top will be the black. Or the color if you want to give her eye a color. Oh, you should watch the movie. It's a very cute movie. So now I'm just going to come in with my outline. So like I said, I'm going to put, the line will go on the horns, but when I get to the arms, I'm not putting the line across. I'm keeping them just connected as one to the body. Same with the legs. Mom, didn't you get Disney Plus? It's probably in there. I liked both of them even. Or maybe there's 3 now. I don't know. I've seen 2. Monsters Inc. and then Monsters University. I'm going to put some lines in his horns. There's a couple little detail things I'm going to add once I'm in the pen. Let's give him a little fur right there. A little fur on the side of his face. Fur in his body. Oops, I almost went over my nails. So see how I stopped? And I'm putting the nails in, and then I'll do that line of the foot. And this little nail lives off of that line. Yeah, I think that's the only 2. I thought that was it. Make this nail, this big one, and then put the foot line. Do we have any new people drawing with us today? All these little spots. His furry caterpillar eyebrows, which almost look like a unibrow most of the time, the way he holds his eyes. So you could also do it more like one big unibrow. The eyelid, remember that top portion is going to be colored like his body. Go ahead and color in these eyes. And his eye is also black. Go ahead and do that. Oop. Went into my circle of light a little bit, so I just adjusted it, made it a little bit smaller. That happens sometimes. we go. And now again for Boo, I'm going to do these little hair pieces first. And then fit the eyes in. So like I wouldn't see this part of it, but I would see that. You just kind of see where you need to put the lines. Color in that eyeball. And then on this one, I would see a little bit of the line there, and then this top portion. Almost done. Then I have to color. This will be a long video today, but I really just wanted to do more than one character. I couldn't pick one. And then once you do two, you kind of have to do all three. Put that bang line in, give her some fringe, little side ponies, and then her face. Little lines. I'm also going to do some little details in her body that give her kind of like almost scale looks. Give some texture to her suit. So I'm just going to put these little V's, like kind of U-shaped V's throughout here. No rhyme or reason. Just like that. Perfect. Done. And now I'm going to erase all my pencil. And then, oh, I forgot his nails. Oh, well, I'll do those after I erase. I forgot my ground line too. I don't mind them so much not being on a ground. Like, I don't really need the ground line. I'm okay with them just kind of floating on the page. But the one thing I didn't like in my original drawing was just the fact that they weren't lined up, that they were kind of all in different spots within the page. And unless I'm doing like a doodle page or I'm trying to do some sort of perspective with size, you know, I kind of want the characters all in the same area. So that was like my big reason for doing that ground line. I'm not too worried about actually putting it in because I'm not going to put any sort of real ground. I'm not coloring anything in there. Off of there. Eraser marks all over the place, or eraser dust. Okay, this hand He needs his nails. And now it is color time. So with Mike, this is the outer white part of his eye. His eye's blue. So this stays white. His horns, you know, sometimes you see him white, sometimes you see him gray, sometimes you see him green. I'd have to actually look at like a screenshot of the movie. But I would do either gray or white. I'm just going to leave mine white. But his body is this kind of bright green color. I'm going to rip my paper out. Bye. You're welcome. Have a good rest of your day. I know some of you go super fast. Much faster than me. Like I said, I'm a slow colorer. I mean, I'm drawing slowly because I'm teaching you as I'm going. But with coloring, I tend to color a bit on the slow side, especially too because I'm using pencils. If I was using pens or I was using crayons, it'd go a lot faster. But I'm using pencils, which have a smaller surface to color with. So that's why I also kind of decided, you know, when I was doing these pre-drawings, I like doing the pre-drawings, although I did really love Surprise Week, where we just drew it for the first time together. And a lot of times with the doodle pages, we do that. You don't see it because I haven't drawn anything yet. But I just kind of liked the idea of giving you the image and then we would color it together, and then that way I get to provide you guys with some extra coloring pages. Because I think too, once school starts, sometimes kids might not want to take the time to even draw, but they might be into just coloring. Okay, he is done. Actually, I'm going to make his horns gray. They feel incomplete to me, white. For Sully, he is going to have purple spots. I'm putting the purple on his spots, on his nose, and on his furry caterpillar eyebrows. See, and then you think I color fast. Sometimes, especially for these videos, I am probably coloring faster than I normally would, just because I feel like, I don't know, do you guys really want to just sit and watch me color? It makes the video very long. But sometimes, I'll do, when I'm doing these private drawing sessions that people hire me for, we'll be then I can see the artist. So that's the difference of the private is I'm not just seeing chats. I actually can see videos of the artists. And oh gosh, sometimes I'm like myself and, one or two other people are still coloring and everyone else is just waiting. Everyone else is done. But even there, like here, when you can leave at any time. In fact, early on, a lot of people, you would see people, a bunch of people join, and then as soon as I started coloring, half the group would drop. But I think a lot of those people now are just doing, they're not doing them live. There's a lot of people who do the drawings still, but they just aren't on the live feed. A lot of kids like to pause when they're feeling like they can't keep up or want to do something over. And the nose. And give him blue in his eyes too. Oh, I'm going to do his nails also. Where did my purple go? I don't remember which one I was using, but I'm going to do his nails purple as well. Yeah, I've never tried to draw with anybody live. I mean, I've done drawing videos too, and it's always been, on YouTube where they're like pre-recorded. I haven't done one myself with someone live. I don't know if I would like it or not like it. His horns, and I think I'm going to do this color for his body. Oh, except I have to sharpen it. Let's hope this pencil holds. Color that eyelid in. Same color as the body, but just a little bit darker. And the nice thing, because I've already done the spots, I can go right over the top of them. I don't have to be careful about them because this blue, it's not really going to show up. And if it does, it's going to be so faint, it won't really matter. Especially because when you're dealing with, fur, like you might see some of this other color coming through in spaces. Who else is here that hasn't seen this movie? Anyone else? And did you like, if you've seen both of them, did you like Monsters, Inc. or Monsters University better? Because Sully is so furry, you could also come in and do your little, these little dash on top of your coloring to give that like fur look. So just an idea when sometimes you'll get, a lot of white in the background of the drawing, or when you're coloring, you're picking up a lot of white, and that's a good way to cover that so you don't notice it as much, is by adding those little fur texture dashes, or by using your colorless blender if you have one. It's another good way to blur out that white. No, Monsters, Inc. was the first one. And then Monsters University was the second. It's like they went backwards and showed you how they became friends and how they met. So see, just do these quick. And you could even layer like another color blue, a darker blue on top. And it just gives some good like fur texture and helps kind of cover some of the white you might have showing through the page. I'm not going to go too crazy with it, but I'll add a little bit of it. Just like that. And now for her, for this suit, it is a purple. She is also a purple. Let's see if I have a purple that's a little bit lighter. And then gray. This hair is gray. And her flippers are gray. I need to go through and sharpen all my pencils too. I used to do that every Sunday, then I kind of stopped, and then I end up here with these like really flat, dull pencils. Get this flipper. And the suit and the eyes are purple. I'll leave the teeth white. Of course, I'll color in her face like a flesh tone, add a little pink to her cheeks, and then do her hair. Put brown over that fringe I drew in. And then on the inside of the mouth, I'm going to cover the space, the blank space, background space, I guess you'd say. And I'm going to color it the same purple I'm using in the suit. But I'm going to push darker, make it darker inside the mouth so it looks more shadowed. I'm also coloring on pretty much just my board today, and I really like when there's some layers of paper behind my paper. I pick up less white and the color tends to stay more uniform when I'm not coloring on this like really hard surface. That's why I've been kind of leaving the paper on top of the notepad, but I happened to pull it off today. So I'm going to take a peach color and do her face. I'm keeping this purple out so I don't lose it. Mix it in with my others. And then I'm going to get a brown. And go over her hair so it looks more like hair. And then I have a pale pink. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. And I'll add some into her cheeks. I don't think you can see this very well on the camera, but gives a little rosy cheek. And then I'm just going to come in again to this mouth space and color it purple, but very dark. So I'm pushing really hard. You could even do it black inside of there, but I kind of like doing it the same color as the suit. Just like that, see? And there we have our completed Monsters, Inc. Now you do still have a lot of empty space. You could write in the Monsters, Inc. In fact, if you look it up, it's block lettering, and there's a version of it where the letters actually have kind of monster-like characters. So you could write that in here. Would be a really cute addition. And again, you can do a ground line or put some stuff in the background. Totally up to you. You have the room. Make sure you put your name, your age, and where you're from on your paper. I would love to see you loading your pages or your pictures into the group. You can load them directly on the page, or you can find the Monsters, Inc. album and load them in there. I love seeing them. And that is all. I'll be back with you guys on Wednesday to do Alice in Wonderland. So thank you very much and happy drawing, you guys.